Hi, everybody. This is Suzanne Clegg. This is my dog, Annie. And we are here together. We are here today. I have a special guest with this interview. It's Maribeth Decker. And as you might know, hi, Maribeth. As you know, I'm the author of the book, There Is Another Way, Energy Medicine for Pets with Cancer. I work a lot with energy healing for pets with cancer. And I love working with animal communicators. And it really is like hand in glove. So I'm excited to share this resource with you as you're working with your pets and just sort of check it out. A lot of people know what animal communicating is. A lot of people don't. So welcome, Mary Beth.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. I'm going to let you rest. Here's my little heart warmer. Yeah. So tell me about yourself. We met once in person. But how was the animal communicator? Like, how did you come to be doing this?
Well, I think they want to hear me say I've been an animal communicator since I popped out of the womb, and so I don't tell that story.
I was born with special abilities.
And it's so delightful to think. I wish. I wish. But the truth is, I actually had a career as a naval officer. I retired and went into association. But at some point, I shifted. Maybe some of us, maybe you can relate to that. I shifted over to wanting to do something else. And I started taking courses in energy healing. And specifically, when I started doing Reiki, and I'm going to say it the way it really happened, my dogs started communicating with me. It's not like I was sitting down saying, hey, what the heck's going on here? But they were, I had a dog come back as a full body apparition after he died. Never had that before. I thought I should probably bring him a bowl of water and give him some treats. It was so real that he was there. But then I knew animals, they survive death and they love us. And if they get a chance, they'll come back and tell us. So stuff like that was happening to me. And I just realized that that's where my heart is. And I started to.
So did you have like any trauma that you felt opened up, or it was really just you were interested in energy healing? You sort of opened yourself up to the space that this might be possible, or it really just surprised you, or?
Absolutely surprised me. It was not on the radar. Truthfully, I didn't know there was such a thing as animal communication.
Did you think you were crazy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought a couple times when
Am I hallucinating?
Yeah, it's like I told one story that said, if my dog Mitsubishi, my husky, if he could have talked to me, he said this, and I realized, oh, he did talk to me. I did hear it. It wasn't if he could say something, this is what I would hear. So it was that kind of thing. And then when I got my dog Tibor, he's a rescue guy. And I started seeing visions that I'd sit next to him on the couch. I'm a crazy dog and cat lady. They're on the couch, and I'd see the same vision of.
Comfortable there.
Okay, I'm hoping there's like everybody knows what.
People have like a lot of rules, I guess, but that's their rules.
He lets me on the couch is the way we like to say it. But I would sit down, and I would get this vision of a man standing up with a thick padded jacket on, and a large dog, probably a German Shepherd, jumping up and biting his arm.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened once, and I thought, well, that's odd. Then it happened like 2 or 3 more times, and that was the point where it wasn't just odd things are happening to, oh, this is something to pay attention to, because my rescue dog is sharing some of his old life with me, and that was really the key to me moving in and learning how to do it on purpose.
You're really helpful. It sounds like if somebody gets a rescue dog, you can really help the owner know what happened to them before.
We get to it a little bit. It's a little painful for me. People are. I'm surprised at how tough people can be on their animals. And we spend a little time there to know what's going on. what we really want to do is focus on the fact that let that stuff go. You have just dropped into the lap of the best person ever who's going to take care of you, be
Mm-hmm.
your best source
I
of
know.
love.
When I got Annie here, I got her from the shelter.
Mhm.
Oops, sorry. She was surprised. Are you okay? Sorry. She was like,
She's like, oh.
anyway, I was just saying what a wonderful dog you are, and you're mad at me. Okay. Um, let's see, I lost my train of thought. I talked to an animal communicator, and they said that she had been, I couldn't get her to poop for me. You know, I take her for these long walks. I talked to an animal communicator, and she said, well, she was always walked. Oh, my husband could get her to poop. And she's like really bonded to me, so it was very confusing. And but she said that no, in her previous living situation, the man had always taken her out.
Oh.
And and so it really helped me understand that she had this deep ingrained habit, so I wasn't like feeling rejected or like, why don't you poop for me?
Yeah.
And just helped me appreciate it and kind of understand it and realize, well, we have to like work with some very entrained autonomic reflexes that aren't really under her conscious control when she poops. It's deep. So it really helped me be a lot more compassionate. Not that I wasn't compassionate, but I was curious, like, why won't you poop? So,
well, and that's a really good point. I think part of the whole animal communication experience with somebody whose heart is open, and most people's are, is that they have a little more compassion and patience. And once they understand a little more of what it looks like, what life looks like from the animal side, and we have a conversation back and forth about that, and how we'd tell how happy you'd be if she started pooping when you took her out, right? And your husband would probably be too.
That's right. It's like, why is it my job? Your dog.
Yeah.
Not that it's not our dog, but it's sort of like.
I know. Everybody's got to share the duties.
Yeah. So you help people with like new ownership or new parenting. I don't know what the right word is for that, but so how else do you help people?
Okay, so I do help people with.
Or help animals. Yeah, you're an animal. Yeah.
Well, it's the people that come to me. The animals I haven't had a call directly from an animal except once. That's another story.
Okay.
That was telepathically clear, but generally it's the people contact me, and there's usually they're worried or bothered about some kind of a behavior, or they even see emotional issues in their animals, and I think that's really neat. I think we should just agree that our animals have emotions. You just said
they're all emotion. That's all they are.
Oh my God!
They're just symbols of emotion.
Yeah, there's just that energy there. So there's that, or they want to tell them something. Like there's a change in the family. I worked with somebody, and it was so good. The mom was going into probably hospice, and her little dog was the mom had set it up so the dog could go and be taken care of at a place. I don't know exactly what it was. And the sister had taken the dog. And so we were telling the dog what was going to change. But what was really lovely was we were able to tell the mom that the dog loves living with the sister. The sister loves having the dog there because for each of them, it's a connection back to mom, having each other in their lives. And then the mom felt like, she thought she was leaving a burden on her children. And what it was really was a gift for both her dog and her daughter. And the dog understood what was going on. And the woman felt more at peace because she knew what was happening was good for everybody, including herself.
So you were able to really pick up on what the dogs or the cats or the horses or the gerbils
rabbits or my nephew's caterpillar. We did that one time because
that's fun.
My nephew, and he has a caterpillar. We did that too.
Yeah. No, I know I work I'm mostly a people doctor, but I found it just so easy to do pets that I just thought, oh, let me just do that. But sometimes I do plants.
Oh,
Sometimes I
yes,
do,
me too.
feng shui. You're healing the room. So there's energy medicine is just as vast as you make it. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So how do you work with healing? Tell me about that. Like,
Certainly, I don't do what you do.
well, yeah, you do different. Yeah, you do different.
I do different things. It started with Reiki, which is a very gentle energy healing. I'm not. I energy healing is
Always gentle, though. Yeah.
always gentle.
Yeah.
Except when it's not. Some people can really force it
So how
in.
do you combine the animal communication with the healing?
Okay.
Thinking my listeners, we know that I can help them with the healing, but my sense is that you can help them with the animal communication part of the healing.
Yeah. Well, I
And the healing too. You do both. But, yeah.
And then sometimes what we do is we work to release some of the emotions that are still left,
Mm-hmm.
or getting in the way of moving on, or just sometimes it's from past, and sometimes it's just the animal's personality. Most animals do not love when their people go on vacation, and setting up some healing there, even setting up connections, stronger connections between the person and the animal, so the person can
Mm-hmm.
kind of communicate, send love, and the animal can feel it. So we do that. We do. I do pick up physical information from the animal. It's definitely not diagnosis, but I can do some really simple releasing of pain and pinpointing, things that.
Do you believe, like, would you say that if you talk to an animal, it might help their owner take them to the vet with a little more information under their belts? Because if you ask the dog or the cat, what were they feeling?
Yeah, I would actually ask them. I ask them, can you show me? Do you have any pain, or where it doesn't feel good, or And I get that. The most dramatic one I had was so the woman had taken her dog. He wasn't eating, and she'd taken her dog to the vet, and the vet said, she did her stuff, but didn't come up with an answer. And when I connected to him, I had a very specific feeling that there was a molar in the back, and I gave the side. And I said, there's something that's painful. That is making his life miserable. And she took to another vet who I guess did a little more research, and the tooth looked good on the outside, but the root was dying or dead. So they were then able to pull it out, and I actually connected in during the surgery, and because they couldn't get the tooth out, got it out, and then he's doing good. He's doing good. So, stuff like that. It's not always a home run like that, but
yeah, those are fun though, because so you're able to connect with them, and part of our physicality is this. I call it astral. I don't know what you call it, but this, there's this spiritual, then there's this emotional, and that's part of what is holding our physical in place. And that's what your skill and my skill can do, is we actually interact with that. And it's not that we're pushing it, we're actually just there, and then it changes for the better. It's sort of
it shifts. The other thing I do is I get a feel for if animals are ready to pass. That's a really tough subject for people. And sometimes they aren't. Sometimes there's something else going on. Just they're not feeling that bad. I'm sure you find that with when people get diagnosed, when dogs get diagnosed with cancer, animals, everybody thinks like, oh, geez.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard.
So I'm excited to talk to you, because it's so often I get impressions of what the animal is thinking or feeling. I don't think I'm as articulate with the animals as you are, but I don't like to do it alone. I want a second opinion, because I think that I got that from the dog. But if they were to call you and you could give like a second opinion about how you think the dog is feeling or the cat is feeling about their situation, do they feel better after the healings?
Absolutely.
Are they, do they feel like, being fussed too much? Are they, because sometimes the tendency to heal is to like heal and get too intense, and the dogs can tell you how to lighten up. I say dogs because I have a dog, but I've worked with cats too. Yeah. So
Yeah. So yeah, I can do that. I can tell, how they're feeling.
Yeah.
And then I can help with the transition.
Mm-hmm.
And even tell them what's going on, because if you can imagine,
Mm-hmm.
the last moments, if even though once they're over and cross the rainbow bridge, or how everything's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just, everybody's great and fine.
Mm-hmm.
But that transition can be tough.
Yeah.
And so just having a little information to say, and then I've had them tell me how they'd like to go. Like one dog wanted to be in the front lawn, and he wanted all the kids there, and the mom and dad, and the kids, some were in college and some were in high school. And so they made it so that everybody could be there for him. And, that kind of small stuff where, you just, because you're the human who's stuck with, did I do it, the guilt of, did I do it right? Did I do it the right time? And this just helps a little bit, or maybe a lot sometimes.
Helps a lot. Helps a lot.
Okay.
A lot.
Yeah.
You just feel so vulnerable when you're in charge of your pet and they're dying. It's just a really vulnerable place to be, and you don't want to shut down, but the feelings can get so intense you don't know how to. You need support. Most people need support. It's hard to, or they'll benefit from support, and why not celebrate their life by having support right through the very end. And so sometimes I'm thinking that if you know a friend who is open to animal communication, like a gift to give them is like some time with Maribeth, so that they can get some support, that they might not, I don't know, they just, sometimes you just takes, it's a wonderful gift.
It really helps, because what you want to be left with is, you want to be left with the love. And I know you're going to have the grief, but we don't want to live in the guilt and second guessing ourselves. And there's so many folks that do.
Yeah. It's so hard. Yeah. Easy to go there. So, So I think we've established that you're amazing, that you can help people. You're a great animal communicator, and you can help them with all sorts of things, behavior problems, transitions, medical issues, just whenever you would like to know what's really going on inside their head, that's what you're good for. What about helping owners, or what's the right word, pet parents?
Pet parents, guardians.
Guardians, yeah.
That one. I like that one.
Yeah, I don't like owners. To like how they can communicate with their pet or connect more with their pet.
Well, I have a few suggestions, and if you signed up for my newsletter, I've got this little video that will just give you some tips on how to start communicating with your pets. I have to say that people who are drawn to me are usually pretty close to communicating, or there's something going on and they just don't quite turn the volume up. And
I like that. Turn the volume up, yeah.
Right, and just like pay attention and not discount. And I'm teaching a course, You Connect. It's online, starting the 26th of this month, to help people communicate with their own animals. And,
wow, that's just a few.
It's pretty quick. I got
week practically. 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, a few open.
Good, yeah, good. So what kind of, what can people do after they connect? What's the before and after? Like what outcome, or what, I'm thinking.
Yeah. So with the folks that I've worked with, and I've done it on one-on-one, this is my first group.
Oh, good.
Piece is please don't discount this when I say this. They have a deeper relationship with their pet that's a little bit more based on respect, rather than I'm the guy in charge, and you need to do how things go. Just a little more understanding of who they're dealing with, and how that soul needs to be talk to, and they also have a sense of how to bring certain energy into the relationship so that the animal blossoms. And one of my clients is actually does now feel how her dog is feeling, has been able to do that after a surgery, and is pretty well, having back and forths in a very simple way. But I can't guarantee that, but I can guarantee that the way the relationship gets a little more interesting.
Yeah.
How you see each other.
Just bring in different points of view and just, more interesting. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So how would people get to work with you?
Well, I have a website, sacredgrove.com, SACREDGROVE.com. And if they're interested, there's a place to kind of check up right there, or they can give me a call. You can find out about me. I wrote a book about animal transitions. If you wanted to see some of the stories I have, it's called Peace in Passing.
Yeah, the stories really help.
Yeah, they do, don't they? Yeah. So it's Peace in Passing. It's on Amazon, and so that's available too. And one of the things that's lots of fun is I do a Fur Buddy Healing Circle once a month, and I get to it for 6 animals and their people. And six animals. See, I can count 6 animals and people, and and we do a little bit of animal communication and some general healing for them. So that's a lot of fun.
Oh, wonderful. Well, any last words? Any? Thank you so much for.
Thank you for
this interview.
I would say that if you took the time to listen to this, you're probably on the verge of connecting. And if you just start reading more and checking out some of my blogs, you might start tuning in more to them, to your animals, and let me know how it goes. I mean, that would be great.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you. And all my people, I just think it's animal communication goes with healing, just like hand in glove. Like I said, it's really, I agree. We're all kind of sort of communicating with our animals all the time. And it's not just like training them like objects, but really our soul to soul connecting. But animal communicators like Maribeth, they take it to a different level. And it opens something. So, yeah. So,
I appreciate the time. Thank you.
So thank you for being here. And okay, great. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Oops. Okay, did you